Hello again, everyone. Well, Keir Starmer's Britain. Isn't this a beautiful sight? It was the most disproportionate election either in history or in a very long time. The lowest turnout since 1945. And I believe Labour got the best amount of seats since 1945. So Labour's night or day was July 4th through the count to July 5th. And the fact that Reform got 500,000 more votes than the Lib Dems and got 66 less seats than them shows that first past the post, it is good for the constituents, but in terms of representation for thoughts of the country, it's not a good system. But in terms of local constituencies, which is how our elections are done, it's the way to go. Unfortunately, only us and Belarus in Europe use this system when it comes to electing leaders. So there is a debate for that. There was a referendum in 2011 regarding first past the post, and to keep the system was won overwhelmingly by millions. If that referendum were to happen again, I don't think that it would win, or it'd be such a distant result. Now, as you guys know, I interviewed Andrew Banwell of Reform UK, my constituency. Great lad, decent bloke. I voted for him. Everyone I knew was voting for him, apart from the odd few who were voting Lib Dem. And my constituency went from Conservative to Lib Dem due to 3,000 votes. My constituency is very heavy Lib Dem or Conservative. I think that's all we've had in this constituency. When I was young, it was the Lib Dems. Then 2015, up until the other week, it was Conservative. Now it's Lib Dem again. So the fact that Andrew got third place and beat Green and Labour, who won in a landslide across the country, and also if you combined Green and Labour's vote share together, he still beat them. I think that's bloody brilliant. And I salute him. I've shown a lot of support for his campaign. We weren't successful this time, but I believe that come next election, when we've seen the results of a Starmer premiership and the results of a Lib Dem member of parliament, that he could come second or even win. And, I'm all for Reform winning in my area for the time being, and I believe for the foreseeable future. In terms of how I see it, democracy was had, the votes happened, the result was the result. The Conservatives lost, which I'm grateful for. I voted Conservative in 2019. I'm grateful they lost because they took the absolute mickey out of the country, and the Member of Parliament, Luke Hall, did nothing. He lied, he never responded, he couldn't take criticism, and he did absolutely nothing in 9 years. So I'm grateful the Conservatives realised that their vote is not just deserved. Let's vote Conservative, even if they're lying, let's vote Conservative because the others are bad. I'm not a supporter of the Lib Dems. I'm glad they beat the Conservatives. Do I think they'll be any different from Luke Hall? Deep in my heart, no, but I hope they are. Because I want my country to do well, regardless of any election result. But I do feel in my heart that it will be no different from what we've had for the past however many years. So, looking back on this election, Reform did well. It beat all the odds. Well done. I think next election, they're going to be something to be messed with. They already did bloody fantastic this election. So I can only imagine what's going to happen next time when the people who weren't quite sure see the damage done by Lib Dems, Labour and Conservatives. Proportional representation, I believe, should be on the table, and with the Lib Dems having such a strong voice in Parliament, their best ever result in terms of seats, I believe they should put it to the table like they did in 2010, because it's what they stand for. First past the post has benefited them greatly this time, but if there's any spine and stuck to their morals and their policies, unlike their tuition fee policy, I think they should push for proportional representation like they've done before. And with a Lib Dem Member of Parliament, I'll be voicing my concern regarding that to her. Labour won. It had less votes than Corbyn in 2017 when Corbyn lost. but they won in a landslide. But I'll tell you now, for the people calling this a Labour landslide, which it is, 9 million votes, second place got 6 million, 6.5 mil. I believe the exact amount is 9.7 to 6.5 million. If winning by a couple million is a landslide, and, a definitive voice, then now the same people who said that can no longer say the Brexit vote wasn't a large margin of victory. Over 1 million votes for Leave won that referendum. They can no longer say it's too small a number. If 3 mil is a landslide, then 1 point whatever million is a definitive answer, and we should not be rejoining or having a second referendum. Getting closer with Europe is always a good idea. I think even Brexiteers support that. But the latter, no. No, it's not even been 10 years. Especially, it's only been just over 4 years since we left. So, we'll see what happens. I don't think Starmer will last a full term. I believe his party will oust him for a more left-wing candidate because Keir's brought it more centre-right to gain more voters. But I believe they are a left-wing party at heart and they will implement a left-wing candidate by 2027. I did a video on this. I stand by my opinion. This is what I think. I could be wrong. The beauty of opinion and discussion. But we will see. And I remain hopeful. At the end of the day, I want Britain to be great. Great Britain to be great. And I just hope that stuff gets better, like they claim. And I hope that people aren't affected by the actions of the new government. We will see. What are your thoughts? Let me know.